And now swiftly moving on to our next special segment. The late actor Dev Anand, a legendary superstar of yesteryear's Bollywood, would have turned 100 years old this month. And to honor the centenarian actor on the occasion of his 100th birthday, there are several film festivals being organized, and film commentators are also paying their tributes via different discussions and forums. Joining us now is Balaji Vittal, author and columnist, who's conducting 100 Saal Pehle to honor the evergreen Dev Anand. Sir, a very warm welcome. You know, we have a lot of young audience watching us, and I would assume they are living under a rock if they haven't seen any of Dev Anand's films. But let's say if they haven't, I want to start with you recommending us top 3 Dev Anand films for Gen Z.
Yeah, thanks. Dev Anand was the first Jawan. We were talking about Jawan just now.
Yeah.
I would say the first I would recommend is Bazi, 1951, where it depicted what was happening to the youth in the immediate post-independence era, the struggle, what they went through, and how they are forced to get into marginal activities. I would recommend that. Second is Guide, his biggest magnum opus, which was based, and it was a tragic love story. Then I would say Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, which spoke about, which covered in terms of what was happening with the hippie culture and how kids were going astray. And that's very important for kids of every generation to watch, whether it's 1971 or 2023. I think it's important to watch how to hold your own despite all the challenges that life throws at you. I would pick these 3. There are many more, but I would pick these 3 to start with.
Right, and you know, we call him evergreen. Why do you think that label has been given to him? Because, of course, you know, there's an image with Mr. Bachchan of angry young man, and then there's someone who's known for romance. Why this evergreen tag for Dev Anand?
He always played the lead. He never played a father's role. Even if he's playing a father's role in his son's film Anand or Anand, he was still the lead out there. He kept fit. Look how slim he was and how much of confidence he had in himself. In Hira Panna in 1973, when he just turned 50, he was playing a glamour photographer looking for a bikini model. Now, to play that sort of a role and sort of this orange-colored car with multiple stickers of various countries in it, it requires to be young at heart. He was always young at heart. He thought young, he believed young, he walked young. And he introduced a lot of youngsters, if you remember. Tina Mooney was introduced by him. And a lot of actors were introduced by him. So he always thought young, he brought young. That's why I think his thought, his personality of being young reflected on everyone around. In fact, Prem Chopra once said, if you work with him for 10-15 days, I'm sure people will start walking like him, start talking like him, and start behaving like him.
Right. And you know, the harsh reality of stardom is that, of course, there are times where you are just a superstar, but then there would be time where you would hit the rock bottom. He ruled over different decades, but then there came a downfall. Why do you think that downfall came, and what was that like?
Yeah. See, if you look at it, really, things worked brilliantly for him in the 50s when he played the underdog, many negative shades. He was the first anti-hero before Amitabh Bachchan. In 60s, he sort of moved to the romantic, good-natured hero, the conventional hero. Apart from Guide, of course, which was a one-off. Jewel Thief, if you look at it, he played a James Bond-like role, which was based on an Alfred Hitchcock story. Post-70s, somewhere, I think it was a Bachchan wave that pushed him a little bit aside. And then he still thought, after Des Pardes, that he could sort of carry the entire film on his shoulders. It doesn't happen that way. Even Amitabh Bachchan had to work with Vinod Khanna, Shashi Kapoor, and other people. It takes a team. It takes a Javed Akhtar, it takes script, it takes music, and he had good music. But he still thought that he could carry the entire film on his shoulders.
Right.
I think he had to move on from that. In fact, he said, I always look forward, never look backward. But I think he would have taken a fact that things have changed in the market.
Of course, his Jodi with R.D. Burman music, that absolutely stood out for a lot of his fans. But thank you so very much for joining us and taking us down the memory lane. With that, we've come to an end of this segment. But news continues on the other side. This is Arun Singh signing off.